All right, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. It's official. Chelsea have announced the new captain for the upcoming season, and it's a particular individual that honestly does epitomize what it means to be a Chelsea player. I just hope that he stays fit throughout the course. But, ladies and gentlemen, Reece James has been named the Chelsea captain for the upcoming season. There's a whole heap of other news that I want to get through. Stay tuned. You're going to be entertained. Let's go.
All right. Here we go. Back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. Breaking: Reece James is the new captain of Chelsea FC. Look, it comes for me at a bit of a surprise, as a bit of a shock. Because look, I've penciled him down as a future captain. Don't get me wrong; he's undoubtedly a future captain. We've already seen in this preseason couple of matches when he featured, he has been given the captaincy armband. I just thought that maybe it's a bit too early. Thiago Silva's still around. Maybe take advantage of Thiago Silva for one season being the captain and guide these young players, and then potentially next season give it to Reece James. But I think Chelsea have made... This is what I like about Chelsea. See, me, I think about conservative. Like, go with Thiago Silva. He's tried and tested. But Chelsea's... They're setting themselves up and planning for the future. You look at, Axel Desassi's purchase. Chelsea didn't want to, mess about that. Like, they wanted to get someone in right now and set up for the future. And look at all the kids that we've bought as well. Chelsea are in the mission to set up for the future. No dilly-dallying around anymore. No stopgaps, this, that, the other. Yes, Thiago Silva's there. No problems. His experience will still count. Doesn't necessarily have to have the armband to be, show his experience. He can do that without that. And I think it also says that maybe this might be it for Thiago Silva. This season could just be the final season, and we do need someone for the long run. So if we can give it to Reece James right away, we might as well give it to him right away, so that he actually can, put the foundation work to be the Chelsea captain, for the long haul. So look, perhaps this is not a bad idea. I just hope that Mr. Reece James stays fit all throughout the course. It's just going to be very, very annoying to see your captain, if he touch wood, he doesn't have that. If he ends up having the similar sort of injuries that he's had over the last few seasons, where he's away for majority part of the season. So look, I'm fine with that, and I'm looking forward to how the attitude of the team is under Reece James. What type of culture Reece James brings. I think he's going to bring a lot of grit to the team. I think he's going to bring some character. I think he's definitely going to bring some fight. So hopefully people can buy in to his captaincy, and he can lead by an example. Mauricio Pochettino and Reece James being chosen as captain. This is a decision taken by me and the club. We are very pleased that Reece will captain the team this season. He leads by example, and his attitude and dedication to Chelsea have been clear throughout pre-season. He proudly wore the armband during our summer tour and will take up the challenge of leading our squad with his own approach and ideas. Fantastic. So, looks like Pochettino and the club have identified that, look, he is the future captain, and why not just start the future right now? So fantastic. I've got no issues with that. Let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about that. I don't think, majority of you guys probably will agree with this captaincy. So good to see. He looks like he means business for the upcoming season. I truly hope that he stays fit. If this guy stays fit, fully fit, and plays in that right back position, I think we've already seen his skills going forward and going backwards in defense as well. Breaking: Pochettino has chosen Ben Chilwell as the vice captain. I told you guys in recent times, since last season finished, that I felt like some sort of leadership quality is building upon Chilwell. So I'm not surprised that he's been given the vice captaincy role, which also kind of makes sense to me, as a vice captain. And I know some people will say, what about Enzo, this, that, the other. Enzo is still young in the club. He's still young as his age, but down the track, maybe he could also potentially be looked as one of the leaders. But Ben Chilwell, yeah, he's been at the club for a little while. I know he's been injured as well. Two fullbacks, ladies and gentlemen, captain and vice captain, who are predominantly injured most of the time in recent seasons that's gone by. But it does make sense to me. He kind of gives me the vibe that he's one of the upcoming leaders in the group. So once again, I've got no issues with this. My only problem with Chilwell is with Reece James, is 100% his skill set. He's part of the team. With Ben Chilwell, I feel like he's got to bring up his game back to where it was prior to his first big injury, not the one that he had last season, the hamstring tear, the ACL that he had a couple of seasons back. He needs to lift his performance back to that level, because if he doesn't bring that level of performance, next season could look a little bit different with, Lewis Hall potentially playing as a left back at Crystal Palace could blow up over there. Ian Maatsen is still regarded as a left back. Don't forget, we've started to look at Ian Maatsen as a forward player, but he is truly a left back. So Ben Chilwell, he needs to get back to those performances prior to his ACL injury. I still remember Newcastle, Juventus. Those were some dynamic performances, and he needs to go back to that. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea now actively working on Tyler Adams. Talks between club and player. I think this is happening. If this happens, it only tells me a couple of things. One, Conor Gallagher is going to leave because we're already trying to get Caicedo. This isn't an alternative to Caicedo. Fabrizio Romano has made it very, very clear. This is not an alternative. This is an addition. Look, from a business standpoint, he's an American player. We've got American ownership, so the American contingency, the fans, we're going to get their support. Hopefully it's not as toxic as when Pulisic was around. And Tyler Adams, I think the release clause is 20 million, relegation release clause. So look, Tyler Adams, I'm a massive advocate. I like him. He's a very, very good player. A lot of people disregard him. I think he's quite, quality. He's got that technical ability as well, not in abundance, but he has that, and he can definitely play as the deepest midfielder, as a defensive midfielder, and allow Enzo Fernandez to ball out. But of course, our number one selection is Caicedo, but I understand why the club's doing this. If you can get roughly around 45, 50 million for Conor Gallagher, sell him. He's going to bring direct profit to the books, and then you can cash in for 20 million to get Tyler Adams, who I think is better than Conor Gallagher when it comes to a possession-based team. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, let me know, but I think Tyler Adams is looking like it's going to happen. Breaking news, this happened late last night. Some bombshells going off. Thomas Tuchel wants Kepa and Bayern talking to Chelsea. This is coming from one of the top journalists in Bayern Munich, and Fabrizio Romano has reported on that and quoted this particular brother's report on this transfer saga, transfer news. Look, firstly, Thomas Tuchel, thank you so much, man, for taking Kepa. I thought Kepa was going to be the number one for Chelsea Football Club this season. Look, my brutal honest truth about this situation: Kepa is simply not good enough. He isn't. That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. So look, I can't see how Kepa all of a sudden overcome some of the glaring flaws that he has. I know keepers will have flaws, but Kepa's got some glaring flaws in the likes of not demanding his box. Crosses are a bit of an issue. Long-range shots are a bit of an issue. Even ball distribution for me is not up to the mark. Robert Sanchez, it's clear. You don't have Robert Sanchez and Kepa. I know Robert Sanchez isn't miles better than Kepa, but he's better than Kepa. Believe me, I've watched Brighton, and I've seen how Robert Sanchez was a key cog in their build-up in Brighton under Graham Potter. Things obviously didn't work out when Roberto De Zerbi came in, but Robert Sanchez, I feel like, is a better shot stopper. He's better at ball distribution, and he has the height, and that advantage should help him to command his box a lot more than Kepa. So look, and on top of that, Robert Sanchez, he does have that Brighton contingency within Chelsea. The Brighton goalkeeper coach, Paul Winstanley, Carl McCauley. We've got a lot of Brighton people at Chelsea Football Club, and they probably prefer Robert Sanchez. So Kepa, look, in all honesty, probably doesn't have a shot. He'll be a second keeper, and look, Kepa's too good to be a secondary keeper. So It'll be interesting what happens against Liverpool. Does Robert Sanchez start immediately? I think if Robert Sanchez starts immediately, that tells you that Kepa is on the move. But if Kepa starts against Liverpool, maybe it's still 50-50, because apparently Bayern Munich are looking at other keepers. Kepa is someone in their shortlist, but it's not a 100% confirmed situation. But if Kepa ends up being a number 2 at Chelsea, I don't think he's going to want that one bit. And I feel like down the track, Robert Sanchez will become Chelsea number 1. I still want a proper, like, top of the range goalkeeper down the track, and maybe that is something we're going to do later on next summer, maybe, because Robert Sanchez was only 25 million total package. But at the moment, I think Robert Sanchez is looked at number 1. Robert Sanchez is viewed as long-term number 1 by Chelsea. Nathan Gissing is saying this. He has signed a long-term contract, so let's see. But for the time being, it's not looking great for Kepa Arrizabalaga. Check this news out, ladies and gentlemen. This is where I get so annoyed. Like, what's going on here? Like, this must be some rubbish talks that's happening. West Ham looking to deal with Chelsea for Ian Maatsen. Loan deal plus option to buy. Exit not being ruled out despite impressing Pochettino. Exit not ruled out. Like, are these information coming from a Chelsea insider, Jacob Steinberg? There is no way we are letting go of Ian Maatsen. There is no way. In a season where we've already lost Nkunku before the season even started, Ian Maatsen is potentially someone who can play just behind a striker as a central attacking midfielder, who can fill in many areas up front, who can definitely play as a left back as well. Don't forget, he's originally a left back. We're thinking about letting him go. This is madness. Honestly, this has to be bluff. Jacob Steinberg, yeah, sometimes he's a bit of a hit and miss weird thing. He's been talking about Gabri Vega, and all of a sudden Gabri Vega has disappeared. So look, I cannot imagine Ian Maatsen leaving. He's too much of a quality player. How would it look like him doing so well in the preseason and then we're still looking to get rid of him? No, it wouldn't look good at all. We do need to tie him down for a new contract. I think his existing contract is coming to an end. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Casadei to Leicester on loan. Here we go. This is a good move. This is probably good. Look, I would have liked to have kept Casadei at Chelsea Football Club, but the way we are bringing in some midfielders in the likes of Tyler Adams, you have to believe that Caicedo happens. So yeah, from that perspective, then you've got Andre Santos, Tyler Adams, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez. So I guess Casadei is probably surplus to requirements with 1 game a week. So this is a good move. Leicester watch-alongs, here we go as well. So we'll be keen to see. Casadei is definitely one to watch out for in the Championship. He's already had a flavour of it last season with Reading, and he did really well. I think a couple of months he won Player of the Month for Reading over there. So I'm keen to see exactly how Casadei absolutely rips up the Championship and helps Leicester to gain back promotion. So let's see. Let me know in the comment section if you like that particular loan move. According to Dutch rumours, the hold-up on Mohammed Kudus to Brighton is a release clause issue. Kudus wants one, Brighton don't. Oh, this is coming from Ryan. He's a somewhat of I think he does a podcast from Brighton. This guy was the one who went after me when I said, we jizzed all over Brighton. He didn't take it very kindly, and rightly so, I suppose. It's his club. But Mr. Kudus is smart, ladies and gentlemen. He's seen what is transpiring right in front of him with Caicedo, and Kudus is sort of thinking, I ain't staying at Brighton forever. I know I'm good enough to get a bigger move. I'll go to Brighton now. It's a fine project that they're doing under Roberto De Zerbi, but it's not the final nail in my career. I need to go somewhere down the track, and he's making sure that you give me a release clause. You better make it easy for me to exit your football club, or else, I ain't going through what Caicedo is going through. You look at McAllister. Release clause, boom, out of there. Caicedo, you made a big mistake. You stuffed up, Caicedo. You really have. Absolutely stuffed up. But hopefully we still get you. Chelsea certainly like him, Mohammed Kudus, despite what Brighton may have agreed until anything is actually announced with Brighton. I wouldn't cross that one off the list, ladies and gentlemen. This comes from Matt Law. Ooh, we need Kudus. We definitely need Kudus. There's a lot of names that's floating around. Ryan Shirky. There's Joao Felix. Again, Joao Felix apparently wants, he wouldn't mind coming back to Chelsea Football Club, but Chelsea are not entertaining that. That news is floating around. I think Ben Jacobs is the one that has come up with that news. Ryan Cherky, there's a whole heap of information. There's attitude problems, apparently. He's young and Leon want to keep him and get him to be a little bit more mature. There's, of course, that off-the-ball work rate that's not there with Ryan Cherky that he's got to work on. And on top of that, Leon think that they can potentially double his price tag next season if he blows up this season. So that's a bit about Ryan Cherky. Marco Lelise is... he's injured. We're not replacing an injured player with another injured player that's not going to be available until at least end of September, start of October, something like that. So Mohammed Kudus, oh man, it'd be such a masterstroke from Chelsea Football Club if we're able to get him. Fills in multiple positions, and we badly need him right now. So, but what does it mean if we get him? Brighton won Mohammed Kudus. Are they going to then just say, do you know what, Chelsea? You want to play like that? No more Caicedo. No Caicedo for you. Do you know what I mean? So we have to tread that situation very, very carefully. This is what I say. Just go and slap the 100 million, backhand slap to Brighton 100 million, take Caicedo, and then also take Kudus as well. I mean, we want both the players, right? We need now some transfers coming in. A lot of people are like, oh, Miz, that's a lot of money. Well, we're going to have to spend money, man. We're going to have to spend money. Right now, we're going to have to spend money. All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Mr. Romelu Lukaku. This guy, he's ruined. He is ruined. Saudi Arabia is your only place, brother. And I get the feeling maybe he doesn't prefer Saudi Arabia because he can't betray them. Because you betray Saudi Arabia, you disbelieve you're going to disappear from this face of this earth. Your birth certificate will be non-existent. You were never born. Your mother be like, nah, I gave birth to Lukaku. People be saying the Saudis will be saying to your mother, you never had a kid named Romelu Lukaku. So he's probably thinking, nah, I can't go to Saudis. I can't treat them bad. I can't treat them poorly. I can't betray them because if I do that, then I'm finished. So this is why he's trying to go to all of these Italian clubs to continuously betray them. Juventus ain't having it. Juventus fans don't want him. Look, I don't even know how Lukaku wants Juventus. Juventus fans racially abused him, like literally 6 months ago. I don't understand how this guy's going there. But then again, what options does he have? Matisse said it so nicely in All You Can Eat Chelsea. Do you know what? This is not our problem anymore. We want him gone. He understands that it's up to him now to find a solution. It's up to you. If you can't find a solution, you're just going to be rotting. You don't even worry about coming to Cobham. You're going to be rotting at home. With Euros next season, Saudis, brother. Go to Saudi Arabia. We've got confirmed money as well from them. £40 million ready to go. Rock and roll. Al Hilal. Go there. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Juventus fans invaded the pitch and are chanting, we don't want Lukaku. Wow. All of these fans chanting, we don't want Lukaku. That's quite mad, man. That is quite mad. Wow. And then recently as well, Javier Zanetti of Inter Milan saying as well, no chance at Inter Milan. He ain't come back to Inter Milan. He betrayed Inter Milan. Apparently, they're surprised by his behavior. Hey, he's surprised, bro. You should have known. You 100% should have known how Romelu Lukaku acts. You're a fool for not knowing that. He betrayed us. Did you think he was never going to betray you? He don't care. He don't care. He'll betray anyone. He'll betray himself. He'll betray his shadow. Do you know what I mean? That's how Romelu Lukaku is. He don't even trust his own shadow. Juventus Ultras unfurl banners opposing Romelu Lukaku's signing and telling him to stay at Inter Milan. The Curva Sud displayed a banner outside the Allianz Stadium that read, Lukaku, stay in Milan. We already have a second goalkeeper. Oh, brother Lukaku. You got no chance. Saudi Arabia beckons. Fulham are close to finalising a deal with Chelsea over the signing of forward Callum Hudson-Odoi. Come on, brother. The season is upon us. Let's make a move. Chelsea, come on as well. Let's finalise this. Let's move him on. And let's see what he does at Fulham. He's got no future at Chelsea Football Club. It's over. Last but not least, Benoit Badiashile is back, ladies and gentlemen. Bad boy Benoit Badiashile. Good to have him back. We've got a little bit more depth now in CB position, which 100% means Trevor Chalobah is going to have to leave. He's not going to get any more game time. He's massively surplus to requirements, and we have to cash in on that as well. So, quite a few money still to cash in. Conor Gallagher potentially is going to go. Chalobah is potentially going to go. A whole heap of other players that still needs to go. So that report recently about at least another 10 players leaving, probably right. Obviously, we started to see some players leave on loan. Lewis Hall, I think we've got here we go for Lewis Hall for Crystal Palace. Chasser Casadei is gone as well. Angelo Gabriel gone. So yeah, it's moving, ladies and gentlemen. The new season is slowly starting to shape up, and we just need players in. Ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Couldn't have a live stream earlier today because we did the All You Can Eat Chelsea, but we will be back tomorrow with a live stream. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, everyone. Take care and see ya.